We light this first candle in honor of Judaism. Your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. We light this candle in honor of Sufism. Earthly temples were built by great saints and prophets, but the temple of the heart was built by God to house God. We light this candle in honor of the earth-based religions. Dear Goddess, Mother, and Source, grant us support during times of transformation. Carry us into arms of support, grace, and love, so that we may birth a whole new way of being together. We light this candle in honor of Taoism. Make your life that which you want to be eternal. We light this candle in honor of Hinduism. An awake heart is like a sky that pours light. We light this candle in honor of Buddhism. What are you going to do with your one precious life? We light the final candle in honor of Christianity. Now you lay aside the old self, which is in deceit, and you are renewed in the spirit of your mind, and put on the new self, which in the likeness of God has been created in holiness of the truth.
How generous people see the world. It takes generosity to discover the whole through others. If you realize you are only a violin, you can open yourself up to the world by playing your role in the concert. Let's take those thoughts into our minds and hearts and just contemplate them for a few moments. And how wonderful it is to just recognize that we are each bringing our beautiful uniqueness to this community today, to this service this morning. We're bringing that which we are, that song of our own lives, that sound that is uniquely our own. And as we bring it together, we create such a wonderful harmony, a wonderful sense of beautiful sound, a symphony, in fact. We become that together. And as we go out into the world with that consciousness of our uniqueness and our love of others' uniqueness, we create that in the greater community and in the world. And that is our call. That is what we're called to do and to be. And that is the truth of our time together this morning. I know that it is a time of harmony and beauty. And together we are just a wonderful expression, a symphony of life. And for this, I am just so grateful. And I simply say, thank you, God. And so it is. So it is.
change the batteries myself. I know it's got to work. She gave me the microphone again.
Oh.
Yes, uh-oh is the big word here. Oh, no. So how many churches can you walk into and have the invocation reading be from Jacques Cousteau? When I want to prepare for a Sunday morning like this, the first thing I really have to do for myself is to find the reading. And so I made the mistake of going on the internet and typing in words like generous and generosity, and don't make that mistake. There are a lot of people with a lot of opinions on what it is and what it is not. So as I'm sort of going down the rabbit hole and looking at all of this stuff, I see this quote from Jacques Cousteau, and I really liked it. And my wife, Kim, when she used to tell me this story when she was a little girl growing up in Florida, she would daydream about diving the oceans with Jacques Cousteau. So I said, well, and that's my winner. So as you may know, our organization is working with a year-long theme, a world that works for everyone. And so each month they suggest a topic, and each week they suggest a title, and it's kind of a use it as you see fit sort of thing. So when Reverend Cece told me that the suggested title for this week was How Generous People See the World, I said, well, I have no idea how generous people see the world, so I better do that one. But what I quickly realized was that when I thought of the word generous, I only thought of people who had a lot of money and gave it away. People like Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, you may have seen this or heard this. She's actually one of only 2 people to fall off of Forbes' billionaire list because she's given so much of her money away. So I really had to sit down and think about what being generous meant. Can I be generous only if I have money to give? Well, now I knew that wasn't true because Mother Teresa is considered one of the most generous people ever, and she technically didn't have a dime to her name. A friend once told me that the only thing any of us has that's really worth anything at all is time. So am I more generous if I give of my time? Can I get away with giving one and not the other? Is one better than the other? What else does generosity mean? What else do I have to give? When should I give? Why should I give? How should I give? To whom should I give? Why am I giving myself this headache? So here's what I figured out for myself, and like everything else with Centers for Spiritual Living and Science of Mind and Ernest Holmes, take what you will. When we give, we invest. We invest in the lives of others, people who may be very different from us. We invest in our own personal growth. We risk seeing likeness instead of difference. We risk feeling empathy and not sympathy. When we give with an open heart, there is no hierarchy of giving. There is no, oh, you poor thing. We invest in unity, in wholeness, in oneness. We invest in revealing the truth with a capital T of who and what each of us is, an expression of God here on this earth to be uniquely ourselves. And man, is that scary. I mean, in some situations it's easy, right? When you give your time or your money to a place like this center, you are investing in a trade. You can see that you're investing in a trade. When you give your money, it pays our community spiritual leader and the utilities. It's that whole keep the doors open and the lights on kind of thing. When you give your time, the walls get painted. The light bulbs all work. The grounds are beautiful. Visitors get their questions answered. Community is made. When you give of your wisdom and enthusiasm to our youth, you watch them blossom and grow. In return, we are each in one way or another spiritually fed by this place. Whether it's the message from up here on a Sunday, or the realization of just how abundant the universe is because of a flowering bed of flowers or weeds, or a new perspective on just how wondrous the world is because of a conversation with a 5-year-old, this is an easy place to be generous. Our growth here can be gentle. This investment feels safe. It's investing in the life or the lives of someone unlike ourselves. That growth can come fast and we no longer feel safe, and so we shut them out. But I say to you now, when we do that, we lose too. We are each less without the other. Both the other and each other. Stepping into this kind of generosity where we know or suspect we're stepping off of some sort of edge and we no longer feel safe, it's vital and it's necessary, and it takes courage. Being afraid and doing it anyway. And it takes a gentleness with ourselves. And that gentleness is a different kind of generosity that I've learned about. And most of us are bad at it. I know I am. But I recently had an experience that taught me the extreme value of that kind of generosity that I would like to share with you. On the morning of July 8th, I awoke to find a text message from a friend in Dallas. It said, "Please pray for Dallas. 10 police officers have been shot, 4 are dead." What I felt, I still can't really put into words. I don't have a vocabulary for it even now, except to maybe call it a shudder or a crumbling within. What I can tell you now is that I was at the edge of something too big and too scary for me to be gentle with myself in that moment. In that first awful moment, I could not give myself the space or the time to feel. I'm sure you've all had that moment. Maybe for you it was on the morning of July 8th. Maybe it was the day that you learned Trayvon Martin's killer would not go to prison. But whatever it was, I'm sure you know. So as the morning wore on, because I know that it takes very little for some to do the unspeakable, and this was something big and terrible, I began reaching out to my friends that are Black. Just simple, quick messages. Please be careful today. I'm here, I'm praying, I'm listening. And then I decided to reach out to 2 friends in particular who are not geographically close. These 2 funny, intelligent, beautiful, amazing souls live in the intersection of woman, Black, lesbian, and they are both involved in male-dominated fields, the law and engineering. And as I was typing out a longer message to the 2 of them, I found myself writing, "Please stay home today." And I immediately deleted it. Alice Walker said, "No person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow." Our culture already tries to limit the movement and expression of women, especially women of color, and no matter how I felt, no matter my concern, I did not want to add to that voice. So I went on, and when I found myself typing for the second time, "Please, stay home today," I said out loud, "What in the hell are you doing?" And I deleted it again. But I heard the panic in my voice. And I became aware that the feeling I had tamped down earlier in the morning was much worse. And so when I wrote it for the 3rd time, "Please, stay home today," I just began to cry. And then I got up and I closed my office door and I began to sob. And my friends, in that awful, terrifying moment, I gave to myself. And Spirit answered. I gave myself this small window, this small space of time to feel and ask, what is this? Why is this? And from that silence, because I gave myself the gift of deep listening, what I came to understand was that I felt helpless and I felt hopelessness. Now, as divine order would have it, I was reading a book at that time by Pema Chodron called When Things Fall Apart. And in it she says, hopelessness is the beginning of the beginning. And so as that went through my mind, I thought, what beginning is this? And again, from that deep place of listening, I knew that I was beginning to let go of the hope that this culture I had grown up in could somehow be fixed. That somehow it could be made to work for everyone. That it needed to be fixed. What Spirit gave me was the absolute clarity that the old was unworthy of our spiritual magnificence. That a society built from equality, from equanimity, was the truest expression of God in action. From hopelessness, I was given hallelujah. And why? Because I gave to myself in my most desperate hour. We talk a lot here about how the universe only says yes to us. And we talk a lot about how we are each an expression of that universe. Well, I said yes. I said yes to my feelings and feeling them but not being overwhelmed by them. And I said yes to the spiritual practice of listening. I gave when I was terrified. And I got back something of tenfold beauty. That is the power we each possess. And because we can do it for ourselves, there is absolutely no real reason we can't do it for anyone and everyone else. Now, I did not say it would be easy. It wasn't easy to do for myself, much less someone who doesn't look like me or think like me or believe as I do. But what are we willing to lose by withholding the gift that we each are? And make no mistake, we are each a gift. There is only one you. There will only ever be one you. You are loved infinitely, unconditionally. Why should we withhold that? What is the real basis of our faith if we cannot give? If God is truly our infinite source, why must we withhold anything? If there is no place God is not, what must we fear? If we are each an expression of that one Spirit, whom must we fear? How many of you are making a mental list right now? Our culture and our society and its dangers are real. But they do not change if we sit on our hands. They will not change if we withhold from one another. As someone said to me just last week, you cannot dim your light. What is a world that works for everyone worth to you? Everyone. Accepting that the definition of everyone doesn't leave out those we are uncomfortable with or those we feel are unworthy of this beautiful vision or those we are certain will never change enough or awaken enough to jump on our bandwagon of light and love may be the hardest work that we do as individuals and that we do as a human race. Who for you is the least of these? And can you remember who they really are? Can you give to them? Can you accept from them? Look, I'm not saying give money to a hate group or volunteer time with a political party that doesn't meet with your views. What I'm saying is that when we allow our fear to paralyze us, we all suffer. We all lose. We all get caught up in the quicksand of the status quo. And quite frankly, because of the way our society is currently built, some of us can't let our fear paralyze us. The quicksand is made to pull some of us under faster than others. And if you're sitting there breathing a sigh of relief thinking, well, that's not me. Understand that I want to make sure your time never comes. How do generous people see the world? I don't know. I still don't know. If you do an internet search, if you are feeling brave, if you search for how generous people see the world, you'll come across a great article with 9 different points in it. Was it all true for me? Probably not. Is it all true for each of you? I doubt it. What I believe is that this is a question we each have to ask ourselves and seek out our most honest answer. I don't know how all generous people see the world because I don't know how you see the world. What I do know is that I don't want to find out who I am if I'm not giving, if I can't be generous. I give my pocket change to the guy down by Dayton Dragons Field because I know that could easily be me. I give my time to our youth because I wanted somebody to teach me about my spiritual magnificence when I was that age. I stand up here in front of all of you because it is easily the most terrifying thing I have ever done. And it's not even the public speaking part. It's the putting my potentially shoddy spiritual practices on display part. But I am 1,000 times better for it. My generosity, for me, makes this a life worth living. I'm not just here to be. I'm not just here to take up space. I'm here to be change and be changed. I'm here to be God in action. I'm here to love, no matter how terrifying it may be. I'm here to have faith in us. So ultimately, this is what I have learned. If I am not gentle with myself, we both suffer. If I have more than what I need and you do not have enough, we both suffer. If I drown my faith with my fear, we both suffer. Generosity isn't just money and it isn't just time, it is recognition. It is namaste. The part of God that I am recognizes and embraces the part of God that you are. We are most generous when we admit to our oneness. When we celebrate and raise up every expression of God. When we give, we are free. All of us. So will you join me now? Join me in consciousness, in prayer, in contemplation and listening to our deepest wisdom. And so I know here and now, without question, without error, without hesitation, that there is no place God is not. Flowing through and lifting up this congregation is Spirit, appearing as each and every beautiful face, and beating within every heart I embrace and rejoice in the presence. No matter what our human eyes may see, I see in this moment with God's eyes. I see the divine ever present. We are never forsaken. I see the absolute givingness that is God expressing through each and every one of us, from us, as us. And so I speak my word for all of us, for all who hear my voice. I know that God's abundance is our abundance. I claim this now. Nothing is outside of Spirit, and so nothing is outside of us. Our hearts beat with the all-encompassing compassion of Spirit. As Spirit gives to us, so we may then give to others. And I know that what returns to us is of infinitely greater beauty. And I say thank you. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. Thank you to the one that goes by countless names, the one that lives and breathes as each and every one of us. Thank you for the generosity that is the glory of this life. And so now I let this go. I let this go knowing that all that has been spoken is already in motion. It is already done in the heart and in the mind of God. And we say together, and so it is.
A simple thread in this glorious web of life. We are lotus drops within a stream, flowing towards an ocean of light. We may forget where we come from. We may forget where we're going to. I might not see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. I am just a seed, a blessed seed with eternity unfolding in me, and I pray that as I grow, I will reveal the love that illuminates my soul. When I remember where I come from, when I remember where I'm going to, I will see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you.
So now we take the opportunity to give to our spiritual center. Everything you give makes it possible for us to be here Sunday, to offer our classes and our workshops, to provide space for meditation and other spiritual practices, to have a place where our children can learn how magnificent they are. So let's all stop for a moment and just take a deep breath and think about all that is here for each one of us. And take a moment to be grateful for it. And now if you will all repeat after me. My heart is open.
My heart is open.
I give from my open heart.
I give from my open heart.
I know that as I give, I am given to.
I know that as I give, I am given to.
And I am grateful.
And I am grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
I'm not used to doing all the rest of the stuff too. Okay, so opportunities and invitations. Our anniversary celebration is coming up on September 24th and September 25th. On the 24th, it's a Saturday, and the practitioners are offering Spiritual Saturday. We will have, we'll create vision boards and meditation and prayer will be offered and pet blessings and all kinds of stuff. So I believe there's a insert in the bulletin. Please don't miss that. And then on September 25th, our organization's our overall spiritual leader, Dr. Ken Gordon, will be delivering the Sunday message, and there will be a brunch afterwards with him. But please RSVP by September 10th. We have about 20 spaces left. So please RSVP by the 10th if you would like to attend. On September 10th is the Center for Spiritual Living's World Day of Service, and we do have a project at the VA, and Linda Andriaco is going to come up and tell us all about that.
Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to meet here around 11:30 to compose gift bags for the center's long-term care veterans and also for the people who work there, because they are super awesome people for doing that kind of work. At 2:30, or probably around 1:45, we'll leave for the Veterans Center. At 2:30, we'll be playing bingo with the guys and maybe some gals. I'm not real sure who all's there. And then we will be visiting the residents after that. So however long you want to participate, whatever you want to do, if you could see me. I have procrastinated and I haven't done a sign-up sheet, so talk to me and we will go from there. And then I wanted to announce that Sunday, September the 11th, I extended it a week. September the 11th will be the last day for the bookstore. So we have lots of things on sale and everything is happening for a reason with that. So come get some great books for great prices.
And Kelly has an announcement for us. And Patricia and Cynthia.
So another thing on September 10th is we're having a Cooking with God event. It's all about beans, the wonderful bean. And Patricia and Cynthia and I are going to be hosting it. And we have still have some openings. If you go to the VA Center, you can come after the VA, and we're going to have, Cynthia's going to make meat chili with beans. I'm going to make a vegan bean soup. Patricia's going to bring bean appetizers. We're going to have black bean brownies. And then we're going to make, Patricia's going to give us information about beans, and we're going to make little bean crafts. So kids can, we're going to put them on nicer things besides paper plates. We just had a practice yesterday. So sign up over there. It's $20. All the proceeds go to the center. If you're at the VA and you want to come later, you can come later. I will be over there. I could collect the money, or Claire will bill you like any other Cooking with God. So hope you guys can sign up. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. If you have a pretty scarf or a sheet or a lightweight blanket, it's being asked that you bring that in next week, please. On September 11th in the youth church, the kids will be learning about and creating sacred space. So there will be there's actually already a box marked sacred space in the adult classroom. So again, and it's not a permanent thing. You can pick it up after service on the 11th. But if you have like I said, a scarf or they'll I don't know, maybe some pillows. Maybe they'll make a pillow for it. I don't know. But they're going to be learning about creating sacred spaces. So if you could contribute to that, I know the kids would really appreciate it. And speaking of the youth church, there is a wonderful, flashy pink sign-up sheet still over there at the Welcome Center. Please sign up to spend a couple of Sundays with our kids. You really will have a great time with them. It really is about creating the future of our world. So if you will please take a look at the last page of the bulletin insert and the extra flyer for more information on what's coming up. Lots of stuff. And please join us today for birthday cake in the social hall. It is birthday Sunday, yay! So happy birthday to Ann Calkins, Bob Cruikshank, Alice Bush, Richard Bailey, Chris Noah Cooper, Linda Bogard, Carolyn Bowman, Teresa Napke, Sarah Brust, Beth Shostrom, Doris Good, Nick Gambino, Lynn Galliardo Ellis, and Joe Parker. Yay! Happy birthday, everybody! So if you would like prayer after service, just look for one of these ladies. Would you stand up, Lindsay? One of these ladies in either the white or teal prayer shawls. This, as practitioners, this is our gift to you on Sunday. You can also put a written prayer request in the prayer box that is at the table back there where Winner Chicken Dinner Sherry is standing. And we will pick those up after service. And please know that you are prayed for and you are loved. So, hang on. There it is. So today, I get a very special honor today. On behalf of Reverend Cece and the Leadership Council and the whole congregation, I get to thank somebody who has been a stalwart member of our congregation for many years. She has led our Science and Mind one-on-one discussion group for the past 15 years. She has taught classes. She assisted Reverend Cece with practitioner training. She sat through the entire first year with Linda and I. She has held a prayer group for our center on Sunday mornings and has prayed for and counseled many people. She has visited congregants in the hospital and prayed them in for surgery. I could go on and on and on, and she is absolutely an inspiration to me. Marge Russell, thank you. And so I want to give a final thank you to everyone who made this morning's service possible, our ushers and greeters, the practitioners, the welcome team, the Consciousness Cafe, the Higher Mind Band, and of course all of you. So if you will all stand, please, for our closing affirmation, and after that our closing song, which is Holy Ground! Okay, so here we go. I am open.
I am open.
I am courageous.
I am courageous.
I freely give the gift that I am.
I freely give the gift that I am.
And in doing so,
I
know that what is given back to me
know that what is given back to me
is of infinite beauty.
is of infinite beauty.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Have a great week, everyone.